Hello guys, today we're going to be working on this Frigidaire side-by-side refrigerator. The model number is on the display. Welcome to DIY Repair Now. Read all the warnings, and during this video you will see one or more of these icons to help you do this repair safe. Okay, the first thing we need to do is disconnect the refrigerator or turn it off at the breaker to avoid electric shock. However, in this scenario, I'm going to go ahead and leave the refrigerator plugged in for lighting. That way I do a better job. As you can see, the complaint is that we have ice in the inside of the refrigerator and there is leaking water in the floor. Now, this is the freezer compartment, and as you can see right there is where the drain line is and is covered with ice. The drain line should look this way, but as you can see through those to the vent, to those grills, is full with ice. Now we're gonna go ahead and pour some water down the drain, and as you can see, the water is just sliding down. Always be prepared for water to spill down, but you can see it right there where the water is going down and it formed ice where you see the red arrow. Now, as you can see right there, when you pour water, is going down to the side. Now, if your refrigerator is not leaking water through the inside of the refrigerator and it's leaking outside, I recommend this video. Just go ahead and search it on my channel, and that video will help you if the refrigerator is leaking in the back or in the bottom of the refrigerator. Now you can see right here that I'm looking on the drain pan. That drain pan should have some water. I mean, not full of water, but at least some water that it should be draining from that drain pan that you saw in the freezer compartment. Now, we have another situation here. The drain pan is cracked, but this is not an issue yet because there was no water going into the drain pan. So we're going to fix it with some silicone or something like that. If it gives us an issue, we're going to come back and replace the drain pan, but I think the silicone will do the trick. Now, as I was saying before, we should have a little bit of water there, but there's no water, is dry. So that's another indication that if you don't see any water in that drain pan, that means it's not draining properly and that water is going inside the freezer. Now, what I'm going to do now is clean all the area around that cracked, the broken piece. That way I can put some silicone and just make sure it's clean. If you're going to put any adhesive, you can put some any kind of glue. One thing would do the trick because it's just plastic. I believe that you can even use epoxy or any glue that will work on plastic. Just go to the hardware and ask for it. And I believe I have some silicone. I'm gonna go ahead and use a silicone that I got in Home Depot, and as you can see right there, everything is repaired from that cracked, that broken piece. This is the silicone that I use. So as I was saying before, you can get it at Home Depot or Lowe's. Now I like that silicone because it can dry even when it's wet and things like that. Just make sure you seal it good and let it dry a little bit before you pour some water in or anything like that. Now I want to go ahead and remove these clips that are holding the racks in place. Sometimes that can be a little tricky. Once you remove those secure clips, just go ahead and remove the racks and remove the 4 screws that are holding this back panel in place. Once you remove the screws, go ahead and remove the panel out of the way. Now, when I got here, I noticed the coils was kind of froze over a little bit, but that's kind of normal. I saw part of it that it wasn't cooling enough, so that's an indication that could be low on Freon. But if it's ice in the refrigerator, that means Freon is fine, so we're not going to worry about that. Now I'm going to go ahead and defrost the drain hole because this is the whole issue. That drain hole is covered with gunk, food, ice. Sometimes you will find there pieces of garbage or like pieces of bag. You can use a turkey base as well. Any of those turkey base will do the trick to plunge the hole, and then the water will go down. Sometimes you can use boiling water to defrost any ice around the area, but this can be messy. I mean, if you pour water, the water is not go down right away. It can take many times for you to do this, so you have to be prepared for all the extra water that is going to be around when you pour hot water around the hole. Besides, you have to defrost all the ice around the area that it's solid, because any other piece can get into this hole and block the hole again, and that hole is the drain line. Now this is a piece of clip from another scenario, another job that I did, but I got a better footage. You see right there, when it's covered with ice, there's no way for it to drain. So like I said before, this is another repair that I was doing, and this is another scenario where I just put the steamer and point it to the hole. Make sure you defrost every other extra ice, like I said before. So this is what I do with the steamer. I can do many things with it to speed up the process, but my suggestion is go ahead and let the refrigerator thaw out. However, I do it this way and I speed up the process because I gotta jump to the next repair. Now this is what I was saying. This is what you can do with the turkey base as well. Just pour some hot water and plunge it down. You know, you can even pour some hot water into the turkey base and just keep plunging until you clean everything out. Keep in mind, you have to keep drying all the extra water that you're going to put around the area, but not everybody got a steamer. So if you don't have a steamer, I never recommend to use a hair dryer, because if you use a hair dryer and you put too much heat, you can damage the cabinet of the refrigerator. When I mean the cabinet is the plastic walls, so they're gonna bubble up, and then you're gonna have issues. So my suggestion is do not use a hair dryer. If you don't own a steamer, or try to do it with boiling water in turkey base, go ahead and let the refrigerator thaw out. Now as you can see right here, I'm speeding up the process because it can take between 15-20 minutes, sometimes even 30 minutes to be able to defrost everything completely. Now this drain line was very clogged and it doesn't seem like it, but sometimes there is ice inside the drain, so you got to make sure. As you can see, the water sliding down, that is backing up from me trying to defrost the access. Now over here is already defrost, water is going down, and I'm gonna pour some water and put the steamer to push some water down. That way you guys can see in the bottom how it should drain in the drain pan. So put the steamer there. You don't even have to, just pour some water, have somebody to pour some water, and then go in the bottom, and you can see where the drain hose is dripping water into the drain pan like the way it's supposed to. You can see through there, and this is the drain hose. This is a closer footage, and you can see water dripping. That's the way it should drain in the back. Now we're gonna go ahead and dump the ice. The ice maker wasn't working, and it's because as you can see in this footage on the bottom left, there was ice forming on the door and it was keeping the door open. So the ice maker needs to be at 0 degrees for order to make ice, but it wasn't reaching 0 degrees because the door was staying open. So that's the reason why the ice maker wasn't working. So after you do everything and defrost everything, all the buildup ice, the ice maker should start working again. Now we're gonna go ahead and install this panel that is held by 4 1/4 screws, or sometimes you might have some Phillips screws on this panel. Once you do that, go ahead and install the racks back in place and secure with this rubber secure clips. At this point, we're pretty much done. As you can see, I removed the ice from the bottom right there that I showed you at the beginning of the video. Just make sure you put the racks the way it's supposed to, and that's it. All right, guys, if this video helped you in any way, you can show us appreciation by giving us a tip using the following options that you see on the screen. If you cannot provide with a tip, is another way to support this channel by just dropping off a comment in the comment section down below. Subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and turn on the bell to receive notifications. Thanks for watching.